So first we're going to give this a name. I'm going to give this index.html, and then we're going to go ahead and give some sample code. So I'm going to write HTML, and then I'm going to write title. We can say this is my awesome website. I'm going to end the title. Then we can include a header tag, and I'm going to go ahead and write welcome to my awesome website. All right, so there we have it. We have added all the necessary things. Now I'm going to go ahead and close this. Okay, so very simple and basic code. I'm going to go ahead and write over here created index.html, and we can go ahead and add some extended description if you want. I'm going to leave it be, and you guys will see commit directly to main branch and create a new branch on this commit. I'll explain to you what a new branch is, but for now, we're going to go ahead and stick to commit to main branch. I'm going to click on commit new file, and you guys can see it starts loading. So we'll just wait for it to finish loading. All right, so you guys can see now we have a new file that has been added to our repository. So guys, this is how you can go ahead and add a new file and commit it, right? So when you create a new file, you're committing a change itself because you're adding new stuff. When you make a change, first say, let's say I go to index.html and I try and edit this, that means I'll be making another commit. So this means this is going to be another version of my software. Okay, so here we can go ahead and add more things. If I just press enter and we add a p tag. Okay, so we added a new line. Let me go ahead and add this. Added a p tag, and again guys, remember that you have to make it relevant. I'm gonna go ahead and then commit the change. All right, so with the commit added, we can go ahead and commit the changes. So let us just click on commit changes, and we'll see that our second commit has been made. And you guys can see over here that my change is now reflecting over here, right? So that's great. We have one contributor, and if you want to check our commit history, we can always go to the history over here, right? So the last commit was made 21 seconds ago. So let me just head to my repository main. So just going back, and we'll see how we can look at the commits in general. Okay, so we have an option over here to click on history itself from here. And if you want, you can go ahead and edit it and add another commit so that you can see 3 commits. This is just a simulation of how things could be, right? All right, so with that out of the way, let me show you guys. So as you can see, there are 4 commits over here. Let's click on it, and let's see who made those 4 commits. All right, so we can see there are 4 commits over here. So there's an initial commit, then we have the readme update, then we have created index.html, and we have added a p tag to the index.html. And all of those changes have been made to the main branch. Now, what are branches? So let's get this clear. So branches, guys, are basically something that allow us to invert branch of a software project, right? So let's say you have 4 or 5 people working on the same project. Would it be easy for all 4 or 5 people to work on the same project at the same time? It wouldn't be that easy. So we have a concept called branching, in which you take the software and you branch it off in different branches. So it's basically you taking the main code and creating branches of it. So these branches contain the same code the main branch has, but they might be additions or deletions in them. Now, these additions and deletions are done in order for us to introduce new concepts, right? So if you want to add a new function, or if you want to add a new library itself, you create a new branch and you add it there, and then you take that branch and you bring it back into the main branch. So for example, I have main branch over here, and I can go ahead and add a new branch. So let's say that I want function A, right? So we don't have any function A right now, but I can go ahead and click on create branch function A. Right? So it says creating function A from main. So what it's going to do is it's going to copy everything there is in main, and transfer it over to function A branch. So it's basically main branch and a side twig coming out, which is called function A, which will have everything that main has, but it can have more additions to it. So if I quickly go ahead and add a new file to it, and we'll add a very simple statement so that we can quickly show you how it really works out. So let's say that this is code for function A, all right? And let me just call it function.html, all right? Function A.html. Now I'm going to come back, created function A. I'm going to click on commit new file. So this way we're committing a new file, but you guys will see that we are committing directly to function A branch, right? So we have made a commit, but in function A branch. So right now, if we go and switch to main branch over here, you guys will see that function A.html is not in the main branch. Why is this so? Because it's a branch of the main branch. Function A is not main. It's a twig coming out of the main branch. So whatever changes you make here will not reflect in your main branch unless you merge them back, okay? So when you merge them back, right, all the changes that you made in function A will now reflect in your main branch. So that's why we like to use branches, because it allows a lot of people to work on the same project a lot more easier. So when you are actually raising a pull request, what you're doing is you have your own branch, and from your own branch, you want some changes to be made to the main branch, and someone has to approve that. And that's where your pull request comes in. All right, so how do we do that pull request? How do we raise a pull request? So the easy way to do it is just click on compare and pull request, right? So it's already giving us an option because it detected it by itself. But first, let's look at the two branches. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on two branches over here. And you guys can see all the overview over here. So the default branch was updated 7 minutes ago, and our branch was updated 3 minutes ago, right? So what we can do is we can go ahead and click on a new pull request, okay? Or you can just go to pull requests, and over there, you can click on new pull request. Now, so over here, we can see that base, main, and comparing function A. So what is happening now is that function A is being compared to main. Now it's checking for any merge conflicts. So sometimes when you merge two files and there are contents for some files have been changed that are used to, that should be same, then you have a conflict. In our case, there was no conflict and we are able to merge. So right now what we can do is we can go ahead and click on write. So I, as a developer one, just saying that completed function A, please review. All right. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to click on create pull request. So once I create the pull request, right. So we can go ahead and see that a new pull request has been created. So we can see in pull request, we have one option here available, the notification over here. So, right. So now the owner of the main branch or owner of the repository has the option to approve it or not. So as the owner, you can go ahead and check the commits as a senior developer or whatever. So you can go ahead and compare the files. So you can click the commit and check out what was the change that was made. You can go through the change. And if you have any comments you want to make, you can go ahead and leave that comment and you can approve it directly from here if you want. Then you can come back if you haven't approved. And this is where you'll be basically approving all of the merge pull requests. So I can just click on merge pull requests, right? So I can go ahead and confirm merge. Now there are different kinds of merge. We won't be going into all the different kinds of merges in this video, but this is how it is. All right. So now we have successfully merged our branches. Okay. So with that out of the way, we can come back to code. And you guys can see that now we have function A.html as a part of the main branch. All right. Okay. So guys, that was our course or tutorial on GitHub. All right. So I hope you guys understood what was taught to you. Now, let me do a quick summary of what we went through over here. So we basically learned what GitHub is. We learned what is Git. We understood what version control is, why it is important. We understood what is the difference between Git and GitHub. What are the features of Git? What is the life cycle of Git and GitHub? and how do they work together. Then we learned how to create an account on GitHub. Then we went on and learned all the different things about GitHub. What are the different features? We learned there are pull requests, marketplace, exploring. That is kind of like Twitter. So you're just checking out different repositories, and you can go to profile, check notifications, add new objects, blah blah blah. And then we learn how to create a new repository, learn how to add a new file, commit changes to it, go through the commits, create a new branch, and then merge a pull request. All right. So that was our tutorial on GitHub, guys. Thank you so much for watching.